Welcome back, students. Let's continue with the principles of electricity. In the last class we have completed the problems, so now we'll continue with DC sources. See, what is this DC sources? Source in the sense which supplies energy. What kind of energy? DC voltage or DC current, which supplies. DC sources are nothing but which supplies DC voltage or DC current. We know that every electronic circuits, almost all electronic devices needs DC voltage to work, right? So what are these DC sources? DC sources which supplies the energy in the form of voltage means it will become DC voltage source. If the energy is supplied in the form of current, in a sense, then it is called as DC current source. Okay. See, some of DC sources we know are cells, batteries, regulated power supplies, something like that. Like DC sources, we have even AC sources. AC sources which supplies AC voltage or AC current. Some of AC sources are oscillators, function generators, alternators, something like that. But in our syllabus, we are going to concentrate more on DC sources, not on AC sources. Just for your knowledge sake, I have told about AC sources. Cells and batteries. What do you know about cells and batteries? What do you mean by cell? A cell is you might have seen in your day-to-day life. You are using so many electronic devices. So a cell is nothing but a single unit source which gives the supplies the energy, or you can also tell it converts chemical energy into electrical energy. Right? See here, this is a symbol of cell. You people already know it. Okay. What about battery? Single unit source it is cell. The combination of cells or group of cells gives battery. Okay. This combination of cells may be in the form of series or parallel. See, combination of cells in the sense, if you connect cells like this, that is positive of the battery is connected to the, negative of the battery is connected to the positive of the next battery. Likewise, negative of the battery is connected to the positive of battery. If you connect end-to-end connection, then it will become series connection, which gives us desired voltage rating. If you connect the cells in series combination, it will become battery and which gives a desired voltage rating. That means if you connect the cells in series, what happens if it is 2 volt batteries connected in series means the total voltage you are getting here is 6 volt. Okay. In case of parallel combination, the batteries will be connected like this. That means between 2 points, like resistor, combination of resistors, we have seen between 2 points, all the positive terminal of the batteries are connected to one point and all the negative terminals are connected together and connected to another point. That means in between 2 points, The batteries are connected across or alongside connection. Okay. In parallel combination, the voltage remains same, whereas which gives desired current rating. That means if you want more current, you can use the series parallel combination. If you want more voltage, you will use series combination. If both the combination are combined, then you will get both current and voltage rating. Usually batteries will be constructed depending on the desired voltage or current rating. You might have seen on the batteries, mobile batteries, you check your mobile phone that your battery using in a mobile phone, that will be, the rating will be mentioned like something like that 4000 milliampere hour is the current rating of the battery. So wherever the current rating is required, they will use parallel combination. Wherever the voltage rating, desired voltage rating is required, they will use series combination. Okay. That types of batteries. There are types of cells also, if you might have studied in your high school. Types of batteries, there are primary batteries. Primary battery is nothing but which can be, they can be recharged. They cannot be recharged. Sorry, they cannot be recharged once exhausted. Once exhausted, they cannot be recharged. That means one-time use batteries. For example, you are using in your torch or for your remote controls, TV remote controls, you are using some batteries which can be thrown after once it is exhausted. It cannot be recharged. But they are very cheap. So the example for primary batteries are zinc carbon batteries, alkaline batteries, etc. That means it cannot be recharged once it is used. Whereas there are another type of batteries, those are secondary batteries. What are these secondary batteries? Secondary batteries are those can be recharged. They can be recharged. They can be recharged and used many times. Okay. The examples for secondary batteries are nickel cadmium batteries, nickel zinc batteries, or lithium ion batteries. See, lithium ion batteries are very demanding in the market nowadays. In our Redmi phones, I am using a Redmi phone, in that lithium ion battery is there. Just check in your mobile phones which kind of battery is there. And also you can check in your remote control, TV remote control shells, what is the voltage rating written on that. Usually it will be 1.5 volt battery, small cells. So you will connect those 1.5 volt cells in the form of series connection to get the 3 volt. For example, your shells will be looking like this. One will connect like this. That means positive end and negative end, like this. In the series combination, you will get desired voltage rating in your remote control shells. Just check it how it will be connected. Positive to negative will be connected and negative to positive will be connected. Okay. Any doubts, please text me. Then again, depending on the electrochemical properties of cells, they are again divided into, cells are again divided into two types, wet cell and dry cell. Okay, what do you mean by wet cell? Wet cell in a sense, they have liquid electrolyte. Liquid electrolytes. See, you might have studied in electrolysis in chemistry how these batteries will be constructed. So you might have good knowledge about this. My chemistry is so weak, so I will not explain much about this and it's not required to. See, here in wet cell battery, what happens? Liquid it will be typically a glass containers. The lead rods are hanging from the open top and it will be used very carefully because to avoid the spillage, because the electrolyte may spill outside, because it has a free liquid electrolyte. It can be spilled if you will not handle it carefully. You should keep it like this only. You might have seen that cells in UPS inverters, we are using the wet cell batteries. You might have observed in UPS inverters, we will be putting distilled water. Once in a month or once in 3 months or something, somewhere, we will get to know by the indication of the green and red lines. So, we will put a distilled water to maintain the electrolyte. So, this is a wet cell. And also in cars, battery. Which type of battery will be used in cars? Just observe that. Okay. And next is dry cell. Examples for wet cells are Lecland cell, groove cell, Bunsen cell, etc. Okay. Dry cell in a sense, here the electrolyte will be immobilized. That means it will not be having free liquid. Immobilized as a paste. That means it will not be having any free liquid to move and it will be in the form of paste. The electrolyte will be in the form of paste, so that it will maintain a moisture which is sufficient for the current flow. Okay, and it can be, dry cells can be used in any orientation. You can handle it in any direction or any orientation because it doesn't have any free liquid to move and no spilling problems in dry cells. Okay, examples for zinc carbon cell. Alkaline cell and nickel cadmium cell, etc. Okay, and you just observe the batteries wherever in electronic devices they are using, whether it is a wet cell or dry cell, and what is the voltage rating written on that, what is the current rating written on that. Okay, and whether it's a primary cell or secondary cell. Secondary cell in the sense which can be rechargeable cells, but primary cells which cannot be recharged. Once it is exhausted, we should throw it. That's all. Okay. Next, these are all the cells and batteries are the examples which are the sources of DC energy. Okay. I have already told, if the energy is supplied in the form of voltage, that will be considered as voltage source. If the electrical energy supplied in the circuit in the form of current, means it's a current source. Let's look into voltage source. symbol of voltage source. See, what is this RS? Is the symbol of DC voltage source. And see, in the cell, while it is supplying the electrical energy, the moment of charges inside the cell, there is a opposition, there is a obstruction for the moment of charges inside the cell, and that is called as, that means resistance offered by, that is a resistance which is inside the battery or inside the cell. That means there exists, because of we are using so many chemicals to construct the cell, so there exists some resistance. So opposition offered by the cell itself inside the cell to the flow of electric charges, and that is called as internal resistance. That is called as internal resistance. That means, ideally speaking, the voltage source which is supplying the voltage, it will be supplying full voltage to the load, to the device we are connected to it. Okay, but practically there will be some resistance exists inside the battery, and that is called as internal resistance. Internal resistance is nothing but it is defined as the resistance offered by the internal resistance is defined as resistance offered by the battery itself within it to the flow of current through it. So internal resistance is nothing but the resistance offered by the battery itself within it to the flow of current through it. So whenever you connect a resistance across a voltage, there should be a voltage drop. See, whenever the current is flowing through whatever our Ohm's law says. See this Ohm's law, for example, according to Ohm's law, you are applying the voltage or potential difference across this resistor. The current is flowing through resistor, and whatever the value of resistance, the voltage across this resistance will be I into R. There will be, the current is flowing through a resistor, means there will be voltage drop, that is V is equal to IR. Okay. See, we also told that if only one resistor is connected, complete V will drop across this, whereas if I connect one more resistor in series, V1 and V2, V will be divided into V1 and V2, and the voltage drop will be in all the resistors connected to it. Okay. See here what happens. Ideal, there will be, depending on the internal resistance, there will be two types of voltage sources. One is ideal voltage source and the another one is practical voltage source. Ideal voltage source. In ideal voltage source, will not be having this internal resistance because RS is equal to 0. In ideal voltage source, internal resistance will be 0. I will call this as Vs, which is source voltage. So this is a DC source. So this is a source voltage. If you connect this voltage source to any of the device, the complete voltage will flow through that device only. The externally, if you connect something, means that will be called as load. The source is connected to the external circuit, the final circuit, that is called as load. We usually call that as load resistance. Okay. So in ideal voltage source, the internal resistance will be 0. So if we draw VI characteristic of voltage, you get for graph of IL versus VL, you will get voltage, whatever the voltage is supplied by the source, that will completely drop across the RL. RL is nothing but load resistance, that is your load, whatever the electronic device you are connecting, that is nothing but that we will represent using one resistor, because whenever the voltage connected across the resistor, then current flows. So here, from here we will take the current. Completely you can expect the source voltage, whatever, if it is supplying 5 volt battery, completely 5 volt will be dropped across RL. So if we draw the current voltage characteristics in the graph, what we will get? The voltage across this will be equal to whatever the voltage, complete voltage you can expect, and it will be, the graph will be straight line, because here internal resistance will be 0. It is in case of ideal voltage source, but practically we cannot expect any device to be ideal. For example, no student will be ideal. For example, our electronic students, what I have observed is, yesterday and day before yesterday, in the last classes I have given some problems, also I have given some assignments of first chapter. Only few students have replied to me. One is Muruga Rajendra and Omkar Bhusanavar and Geeta Mayanavar, and that's all I guess. And Priyanka Durve and somebody else. Only 3 or 4 people responded to me with the answers for the problems given. Also for the questions, assignment questions, only 2 people responded. Okay. So I cannot expect all the electronic students to be ideal. Right? I don't think, I have already told you people to keep the separate book for problems and also take the calculator and calculate it, because it's online class, I cannot see you people. I believe that you are doing so, but I didn't get any reply. Now believing in you is difficult. You are also practical students, not ideal students. Okay, jokes apart, we'll come back to our ideal voltage source is completed now. If we go to practical voltage source, in practical voltage source, you can expect RS will not be 0, there will be an internal resistance exists. If we connect that across a load resistor, here what happens, if I draw current voltage characteristic, how I will get? This should be the ideal, where Vs is equal to Vn. What happens? Formula for this circuit will be, what is the voltage across this load resistance will be Vn is equal to Vs minus, in the ideal voltage source Vn is equal to Vs, right? But here practical voltage source, practically all voltage sources exhibit some amount of internal resistance. So while this voltage is connected in series with this internal resistance as well as the load resistance, what happens? some voltage drops across the internal resistance and it will come outside and remaining voltage only drops here. So Vs, whatever the supply voltage is coming, which will drop here, some amount will drop here and remaining will come and drop across RL. So that will be, what is the voltage drop across RL? If I consider this current is ILR. If this symbol indicates the variable resistor that you study in further classes. See here what happens if I draw the voltage source, the practical voltage source will go like this, because some of the voltage also drops across RS. See, if I vary RL, if I change this RL, what happens? Current flow, I will make RL to decrease. I will tell this as 1 kilo ohm resistor, I will make it 800 ohm. If the resistance decreases, current increases. Right? Resistance is nothing but opposition to the flow of current. Opposition decreases in a sense, current increases, IL increases. If IL increases, ILRL, product of ILRL also increases. Right? Product of ILRL also increases in a sense. What happens? This Vs minus this. ISRS it is. Sorry, it is ISRS, ILRS. Vs, the voltage drop across this will be equal to, sorry, correct this, voltage drop across this equal to Vs minus voltage drop across this. So, if RL decreases, IL increases, ILRS increases, what happens? Again, the outcoming voltage, this voltage increases in a sense, the outcoming voltage VL also decreases, that means terminal voltage decreases. So if the what we observe is, if the load resistance is varied, the source voltage, terminal voltage will be varied, right? So in case of ideal voltage source, it will supply constant voltage regardless of the load resistance variation. Whereas in case of practical voltage source, if the RL is varied, the source will be varied. Okay, understood? See, any doubts, please text me and I will guide one more last topic I will cover and stop this. Current source. The current source, the energy supplied in the form of current means it will be current source. If it is an ideal current source, this is the symbol of current source and RS will be infinite here. RS will be infinite here. In practical current source, there will be RS you can expect, which is connected. See, observe, in current source, resistance, internal resistance is connected in parallel. Okay, how, what and all will discuss in the next class. If you have any doubts, please text me.